Hello everyone, welcome to GR IAS Academy's daily prelims news analysis. We are discussing here news articles that are related to UPSC CSE Prelims from the Hindu dated 20 October 2023. My name is Harish Amiti and I am presenting you this video today. So our first news article is frequent earthquakes in Afghanistan. Recently in Afghanistan, an earthquake has occurred on October 11. Afghanistan has seen an earthquake on October 11. Again, within a very few days, on October 15, Afghanistan has seen another major earthquake. So within a span of few days, more than 2,000 people died in Afghanistan. And this was not the first time. All the past of Afghanistan is has seen a frequent earthquakes throughout the history. So earthquakes are not new to Afghanistan. Afghanistan has seen many earthquakes again and again. Why this is happening? So Hindu has published an article on why there are frequent earthquakes in Afghanistan. So why there are frequent earthquakes in Afghanistan? If you see, the reason lies in geography. The reason lies in geography. You will read about something called plate tectonics. Tectonic plate theory in geography in GS paper 1. You will read about this in world geography. So what is this tectonic plate theory or plate tectonic theory? When we see earth, the solid part of the earth contains of 79% of water, 21% of land. So this land part of earth is not a single part. It is what we call crust. So this crust of earth is not a single part. It is actually broken into many parts called plates. So if you take this as world map, take this as earth, world. So there will be something called Indian plate. It is a separate plate. There will be something called Eurasian plate. It is a plate. So India and Europe are not a single landmass. They are separated. Again, there will be something called Arabian plate. There will be something called African plate, South American plate, North American plate, Pacific plate. So all the crust of the earth, this you will read it in detail in geography also. All the top land of the earth and the surrounding lower part, upper mantle. So this upper solid part of the earth is divided into many plates. That is what you have to understand. And they move continuously. These plates are not constant. They continuously move because of various forces inside the earth. So now why are many earthquakes occurring in Afghanistan? Because of this plate tectonics, what have I just told you. So see the map of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is sitting on something called the junction of this plate. So here is something called Indian plate, and here is something called Arabian plate. Here is something called Eurasian plate. So Afghanistan is a part of Eurasian plate. So three plates, see here again. This is Eurasian plate, which contains Afghanistan as a part of it. And there is Arabian plate, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and a part of this Iran. And Indian plate consists of India, Pakistan, etc. So these three plates join here, and this Indian plate is actually moving from south to north. It was very closely related to Antarctican and African plates in the past, but it has been continuously moving towards the European plate side over the years, millions and millions of years. As I told you, you will read about this in geography. So Indian plate is moving, and at some point it collided with the Eurasian plate. At some point, Indian plate has collided with the Eurasian plate. So now Indian plate, this is Indian plate, this is Eurasian plate. So both have collided. So Indian plate is getting subducted under European plate, lifting the European plate. Similarly, same thing as happening here. Arabian plate is also colliding with the Eurasian plate, and Arabian plate is subsiding and European plate is getting uplifted. So both these plates, side of Afghanistan. So if you take the side of Afghanistan, Arabian plate is hitting with the European plate, and if you take the eastern side of the Afghanistan, Indian plate is hitting the Eurasian plate. So both these edges, both the western border and eastern border of Afghanistan are not stable. Both are consist of many fault lines. Fault line is the border of the plates. So you take this is Indian plate, this is Eurasian plate, this is fault. Okay, this is fault. So Afghanistan, the country of Afghanistan, geographically contains many fault lines upon which there are so many mountains and all these settlements. So the reason for frequent earthquakes lies in the geography of the Afghanistan. So our next news article, somewhat interesting article. This is related to art and culture in GS paper 1. So this is the news. First to see the news. So author is saying, Hindu author has published something about the THEYYAM festival in Kerala. He has saying that THEYYAM festival is being celebrated in Kerala, and he has claimed it as a picture of the week. So it is a beautiful picture as it was shown. So what is this THEYYAM? THEYYAM is a ritual dance. So what is this THEYYAM? THEYYAM is a ritual dance. A ritual dance of the northern Kerala. So see the map of Kerala. So this northern district, Kasargod, Kannur and Wayanad, etc. This is the northern Kerala, and in the northern Kerala, this festival of THEYYAM, this ritual dance of THEYYAM is famous. It is not a single ritual form. There are many types of THEYYAM. So author is showing one type of that. So this broad dance ritual, THEYYAM. Let's read about that. What is THEYYAM? THEYYAM is a Hindu ritual. It is a Hindu ritual. So if in a UPSC Prelims, there will be a question that THEYYAM is the practice of Islam or some other religion. No, THEYYAM is a Hindu religious practice. So THEYYAM, Hindu ritual, it is a dance form. It is a ritual dance form, not a martial art form or something. It is a dance form. So THEYYAM is a Hindu ritual practiced in northern Kerala. So Kerala, if in the options it is given, THEYYAM is from Tamil Nadu. No, THEYYAM is of Kerala. Northern Kerala and some parts of Karnataka. Northern Kerala and some parts of Karnataka which are adjacent to the northern Kerala. THEYYAM, also known as Kaliyatam or Pira. THEYYAM consists of traditions, rituals and customs associated with the temples, sacred groves of Malabar. So in this Malabar region of the Kerala, this festival, this dance ritual is usually associated with the temples, sacred groves. You will read about sacred groves and environment. Temples, sacred groves. Those are trees and forests which are very sacred to the native people. That is what sacred groves are. So temples, sacred groves and paddy fields, etc. So this THEYYAM is a part of the tradition of these local people. I hope you must have heard about this film called Kantara. So this Kantara film is based on a similar type of ritual dance form called Bhutakola. Bhutakola. The movie of Kantara is based on this ritual dance form called Bhutakola, which is practiced in Karnataka. So this THEYYAM is a very similar form of this Bhutakola. Our next article is Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act. So before you see the news, first understand about the act. Without understanding this act, you cannot understand the current news. So first understand that there is an act to prevent sexual harassment at workplaces. Which is the act? This is the act. Sexual harassment of women at workplaces, prevention, prohibition, redressal. This act was made in 2013. So what does this act does? This act defines sexual harassment. That means which is seen as sexual harassment and which is not. If I hit a person and I do not see gender in it, it is not an act of sexual harassment. Something I have done to target a particular woman just because she is a woman, it is a type of sexual harassment. Some sexual comments, unwarranted touches, etc. Those are sexual harassment. This act clearly defines it. This defines which is a sexual harassment and which is not. And it creates a mechanism for a grievance redressal. So somebody got harassed sexually at their workplace. See, this is at women for workplace. So those women who face sexual harassment at workplace, this act provides a grievance redressal for them. So when a woman faced this sexual harassment, whom she can approach? What is the procedure for punishment or resolution? So this act provides that mechanism. What is that mechanism? So there are two types of sectors, factories. So one is called organized sector and another one is unorganized sector in the economy. Organized, unorganized. So sectors in the economy broadly classified into organized and unorganized. What is organized and unorganized? You will read about in economy GS3. Organized is something that is formally structured and works under the rules of the government. So organized means government lays some rules. These organized companies, say Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Airports Authority of India, Coal India, SAIL, GAIL. So all of these companies are they are managed by the rules of the government. Government lays down some rules and they have to follow it. They cannot flout the rules. If they say work hours should be only 8 hours per day, work hours should be 8 hours per day. They cannot make their workers work for 10 or 12 hours a day. If the government rules say Sunday is a holiday, they have to give Sunday as a holiday. So all those companies which are having more than 10 in number, usually seen as organized sector. So usually seen as organized sector, but formally government gives the definition. So some companies are under the radar of the government. They are called organized sector. They are considered as a part of the organized sector. And those companies who are out of the law and government does not count them, usually they avoid the government eyes. So they are called unorganized sector. So in the companies in the organized sector, companies in the organized sector which are having more than 10% should form something called Internal Complaints Committee. Under this Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act, companies should form something called Internal Complaints Committee, ICC. It is mandatory to form. If you are having more than 10 employees and you are a part of organized sector, you should form this ICC so that if any woman faces this sexual harassment, she can file a complaint with them. She goes to the ICC, this Internal Complaint Committee, and she files the complaint against that particular person. This ICC will have powers of the civil code. Powers of the civil code. Codes are generally classified as civil codes, criminal codes. So this ICC will have powers of civil codes. Next one, what about these people who are outside of the organized sector? Or all the companies who are having less than 10 number of employees. So for all these companies, there would be something called local complaints committee. Because these are big companies, Infosys campus in Hyderabad or Delhi will have at least 1,000 to 2,000 employees. So such a huge number of employees, you can have a proper grievance redressal mechanism within the company because of the sheer size. But a factory having just 4 members, let's say 4 members, a BD factory will have 4 members. It is in the unorganized sector. So they cannot afford to have such kind of mechanism. So for these kind of sectors, government will form something called local complaints committee. Who will form this local complaints committee? LCC, district officer. Who appoints this district officer? State government. So for all the people, for all the victims outside of the organized sector, to have that facility, to have that grievance redressal mechanism under this act, government will form some officer called district officer, and he will in turn constitute a committee called local complaints committee, and these people who have no formal mechanism within the company, they can approach this local complaints committee. I hope you have understood ICC, LCC. Now let's come to the news. This is the act, Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention Prohibition Act. It is usually called the Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act. It is a common popular name. This is the official name. Now let's come to the news. State governments are not appointing this district officer. Whatever the district officers I have told you, state governments are not appointing regularly. So Supreme Court has issued orders to convey the state governments. You should appoint these district officers at timely moment. So please do not delay it. Please appoint district officers so that these women will have proper mechanism to register their complaint. That is the news. Our next news article, Governor and Money Bills. So this also first come to this static part, then you will understand the present news. So what is the static part? Our Constitution of India is divided into 25 parts. Constitution is divided into 25 parts. So in this 25 parts, each and every part deals with something. First part deals with the territory of India, which consists the territory of India. Second part deals with the citizenship. Third part deals with the fundamental rights. Fourth part deals with the DPSPs. 4A deals with fundamental duties. Then part 5 deals with the organization of government at the union level, how parliament operates, how central government operates, how judiciary at the national level operates. So part 5 deals with the government at the central level. Now part 6 deals with the government at the state level, how state legislature operates, how state government operates, how state judiciary operates. So part 5 and part 6. Part 5 and part 6 have similar provisions, something how parliament should operate, how Lok Sabha should operate. More or less, state assembly will have the same thing. So many provisions will keep repeated between this part 5 and part 6. There is a trick actually. Whatever the provision, whatever the article number of the union level, you can add just 89. Add 89 to this, you will get state level of provision, similar provision at the state level. So whatever the provision at the central level, you just add 89 to it, you will get the similar provision at the state level. Just to make you remember these articles, I am giving you this shortcut. This works till article 200. So if there is an article on, let's say, money bill 110 at the union level, something called there will be money bill, I will explain you. So let's say article 110 at the union level, add 89 to it, then you will get the provision of money bills at the state level, 199. This 89 formula works till 199, fine. But there will be an extra article 200 at the state level, 200. So there will be an extra article 200 at the state level. There is no such article for the union government. So above 200, you have to add 90. Just because there is an extra article, before 200, you have to add 89 to the union level provisions to get the similar state level provisions. But after 200, you have to add 90 to get similar provisions. This is a shortcut. I am just telling you as a shortcut. It is not always applicable, but for majority of the articles, it is applicable. It is only limited to part 5, government and parliament, central government and parliament, and state government and legislature. Limited to only certain parts of part 5 and part 6. So let's come back to the original article. So now some provisions related to the news in part 5 and part 6. What are these provisions? So current news is about money bill. So in Punjab, what happened is that state government has invited a session, assembly session. In Punjab, state government has invited a assembly session, one. But this governor, who is appointed by a different party at the center, in Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party is in rule, but this governor is appointed by the BJP. Usually governor is supposed to be neutral because he is not an elected person, but recently we are seeing in India, governors are taking political stand. So this is a similar news. Now, state government has called a session, but governor did not accept it. Who can call a session? Whose power is it to call the session? We will see. Then again, in this session, state government of Punjab wanted to pass some money bills. It wanted to introduce some money bills and it wanted to pass them. To pass those money bills, state government has to take the approval from the governor. Just a procedure. It is a formal procedure. It is a constitutional right of the state government. It is a formal procedure of the constitution. So they have sent money bills to the governor, but governor rejected them. Governor did not give his permission to introduce those bills. News is political, just see the issue behind the news. So money bills is the second issue in the current news. So current news is related to the session of the parliament and money bills. So if you see at the union level, issue currently is at the state of the Punjab, but let's compare similar provisions at the state and union level. So first come to union level. Article 85 says, Article 85 of the Constitution says, president to summon and dissolve, prorogue the state parliament. This is parliament. So Article 85 says president has the right to call the parliament session, and he can dissolve a parliament session, he can prorogue, delay a parliament session. So as per the constitution, president have these rights, but when constitution means president, it indirectly means council of ministers, because in India president is a nominal head. Council of ministers headed by the prime minister is the actual head. Power is in the hands of prime minister. We are just making president the face of it. President does not have any real power unless given by the constitution. So in Article 85, when it says president, it naturally means council of ministers, because it is not explicitly saying president has discretionary power. Unless it says president has discretionary power, usually it refers to the council of ministers. So under Article 85, the power of calling a session of the parliament is nominally president, but in practice it is the power of the council of ministers headed by the prime minister of India. Same at the state level, 85 plus 89, Article 174, the power of the calling the state assembly session is with the governor nominally, but in reality it is in the hands of council of ministers headed by the chief minister of the state. So as per this provision, government of the Punjab has called a session. So it is their true power, but here governor, you can say he has acted against the constitution, it will go to the court, judiciary. Now when such a dispute comes, when one of the party thinks the other party has acted against the constitution, usually such cases will go to the court. Now we have to see Punjab government will go to the court or not. But in this case, governor is supposed to accept, because he has no true power. Power is in the hands of the Punjab state government. Governor is only nominal power, but he has taken the real power and rejected the session. Next, Article 109 and 110. This you will read in polity, and you are also supposed to read the original articles from the Constitution. Constitution PDF. You can buy something called PM Bakshi. It contains original constitutional articles. You have to read them. Whatever the articles are in use, you are supposed to read them. Original text. Just try to understand it. It will be in very difficult language, but if you read it again and again, you keep understanding. Lakshmikant alone is not enough. You have to read original constitutional articles. Now these two articles in the constitution talks about the money bill. Now what is money bill? There are many types of bills in the constitution. So you can call something called ordinary bill. Whenever there is something called bill in the discussion in the news, it is ordinary bill. Now apart from the ordinary bill, there are some special bills like money bill. What is money bill? Money bill deals exclusively with the money. Exclusively with the money. If a bill passes on increasing taxes, now let's say income tax is 20% on some government employees. Now government wants to increase that 20 to 30% on some government employees or companies. Government wants to increase some tax. So it has to bring money bill. It has to bring money bill. So whatever deals with money, it is money bill. In this article 110, it is clearly expressed that which is a money bill. It is defined. Money bill is defined in this article 110. Next, what are the some other kind of bills? Constitutional amendment bills. If constitution wants to get amended, it is a constitutional amendment bill. Then there is another one kind called financial bill. What is financial bill? Money bill is something which talks only about the money provisions. Now if a bill talks about some parts, some ordinary things as well as some monetary things. Ordinary bill talks about ordinary things, anything except money. Now money bill talks about only money. If you bring a bill mixing both, it is called financial bill. So a financial bill talks about ordinary aspects as well as monetary aspects. So 109 and 110 deals with money bills. Article 117 deals with financial bills. In this article 117, it is said that if you want to pass a money bill, first you have to take the permission of president. If you want to introduce, even introduction, normally when bill passes through the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then it is sent to the approval of the president. So this is the procedure of the acceptance of bill, passing of bill. It is also given in the constitution. First Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha has to accept it, then the other house has to accept it, then it will go to president. Then we say bill become an act. This is the normal procedure. But for money bills, you have to take permission from the president first. If president does not agree to introduce the money bill in the parliament, you cannot introduce it. So again, in this article, when we say president, it naturally means council of ministers headed by the prime minister of India. Same provision with the state government. As I said, above 200 you have to add 90. So 117 plus 90, 207. So article 207 says, if you have to pass a money bill in state government, you have to take prior permission from the governor. Article says this, but we know it actually meant, when it says permission of the governor, it means the permission from the state government headed by the chief minister. So here, state government headed by the chief minister wanted to pass some money bills. So it already has their approval. Approval of the governor is just nominal, just a part of formal procedure. But again, governor has taken some true power and he rejected the money bill. He did not give permission to introduce the money bills. So this is, you can call a constitutional crisis. So Punjab government may go to court now. I hope you have understood about all this article. I just tried to explain in detail so that you can answer mains or prelims question on the same topic. So see a previous question here. There is a previous question on governor discretion. Now the current issue is about the governor discretion. As I have explained you, governor does not have discretion in these two cases, money bills and calling a session of parliament. But governor has used his discretion. He does not have the discretion power. Discretion means something he can do on his own will. He does not have to listen to others. He does not have to listen to council of ministers. That is what we call discretion. So here governor does not have the discretionary power, but he exercises his discretionary power. The power is supposed to be in the hands of council of ministers, but governor has taken the power. A chosen person, a nominated person, governor, taken the power from the hands of a council of ministers who are elected by the people. So in 2014, there was a question in UPSC Prelims. So they are asking in which aspects governor has a discretionary power. So sending a report to the President of India for imposing the president rule. Yes, this is right. As I said, in some cases, governor has a discretionary power. This is one such case. If you see Article 356 in the Constitution, Article 356 in the Constitution, these are emergency provisions. Article 356 talks about president rule in a state. So in this Article 356, under this Article 356, governor can ask president to impose president rule in a state. He does not have to listen to state government there. He can do it on own discretion. So this is right. One is right. So automatically this got eliminated. Next, appointing the minister. No, wrong. There is an article 75, I think, 74, 75 talks about council of ministers. So under Article 75, whoever has the majority, governor has to appoint them. Whoever governor thinks commands the majority, he is the chief minister. Governor sees the number and he appoints the chief minister. But the rest of the ministers, governor has to appoint. Governor has to appoint. He has no choice, no discretion. Governor has to appoint as per the recommendations of the chief minister. So ministers are appointed by the governor with the recommendations of the chief minister. So he does not have discretionary power here. So 2 should not be there. So this is not the option, this is not the option, only this is the answer. By elimination, we have worked from the first 2. So let's see the third. Reserving certain bills passed by the state legislature for consideration of the President of India. Yes, yes. The article, as I said, 200, something unique to the state government provision. It is the 200. Under 200, Article 200, governor can reserve any bill of the state government for the consideration of President of India. That means he does not have to accept the bill or reject the bill. He can send it upwards to the president. As I said, there is a procedure of passing of bills. At the central level, it is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. These two have to accept whatever be the order. These two have to accept the bill. Then it will go to the president. When president gives his assent, his or her assent to the bill, then bill will become an act. Similarly, at the state level, when state assembly, if the state has also have the legislative council, then council also If state assembly and council gives their assent, then it will go to governor. If state does not have legislative council, then after assembly it will directly go to the governor. And when governor gives his assent, then bill will become an act at the state level. But at the state level, governor does not need to give his assent. He can send it to president upwards. This is unique to the state level provision, state level bill. So this is Article 200. Here governor has the discretion. It is the discretion of the governor. So 1 and 3 is the discretion. 2 and 4 he does not have the discretion. He cannot make rules to conduct the state government. Although officially he is the one accept the rules, it is the privilege of the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. So answer is B, 1 and 3. Next news, very small news. So here Gujarat government has sentenced some policemen. Gujarat High Court has sentenced some policemen themselves. So police are supposed to protect the people. When they arrest some people, there is a procedure they have to follow. But these policemen in Gujarat did not follow that procedure, and they publicly flogged a person who they have arrested. So it is against the guidelines issued by the Supreme Court. So what are those guidelines? In a case called DK BASU versus State of Bengal. So DK BASU versus State of West Bengal. This is in 1987. This is a case law, Supreme Court judgment or case law. So in this Supreme Court judgment, DK BASU versus State of West Bengal, 1987, Supreme Court has issued some guidelines against arrest and detention. So what are the procedure police are supposed to follow when they arrest a person, when they take one person into detention, or when they are in custody of the police. But these guidelines are not followed by the police in the current case. So for going against the Supreme Court guidelines, High Court has sentenced some policemen to 14 days jail. Police have not followed the rules, so they were punished. Remember this DK BASU case guidelines, they are related to custody, violence, or arrest and detention of the victim, convict. So next news, see the news first. Here the news is not much important, but the theme behind the news is important. So center is assuring everyone that measures are in place to check price rise. So recently there is a rise in prices of rice and wheat. So the prices of rice and wheat are growing. Inflation is growing high. So people are worried. Common people are worried about the prices of the rice and wheat. So government has taken some measures to keep the prices of rice and wheat stable, low at the normal level. So what are the measures government are taking? One is putting restrictions on export. So government is not letting any rice or wheat to go outside of India because there is already a shortage within India. So within India there is a shortage. So government is imposing very high duties on export of rice and wheat outside of India. And in some cases like normal rice, basmati rice, government is allowing to export outside, but normal rice, non-basmati rice, government is not even allowing to export outside. So such kind of rules and regulations government are placing to ensure enough food stocks within India and the prices are at decent level. Another action, apart from the limitations on exports, government is also taking another action. What is that action? Open market sales scheme. This is a scheme government takes resort to when there is a shortage of food within the country or the prices are too high. So what is this scheme? So whenever there is a shortage of supply or prices are too high, Food Corporation of India will release some foods. What is this Food Corporation of India? Food Corporation of India is a statutory body under Ministry of Consumer Food Distribution. There is a Ministry of Consumer Protection and Food Distribution. There is a Ministry of Consumer Protection and Food Distribution. Under this ministry, this Food Corporation of India, it is a public sector unit. It works under the Ministry of Consumer Protection and Food Distribution. So this Food Corporation of India has godowns all over India, and this Food Corporation of India collects food from the farmers, collect the rice, wheat, and other grains from the farmers, and they keep it as a food security. They keep it as for emergency circumstances, and for also for the purpose of this public distribution system. You must have heard about rations. So how will government give rations? Food Corporation of India collects the food grains and distributes to the state and central government, so that these governments can give to the normal people in the form of rations. So Food Corporation of India collects the grains. Apart from this ration public distribution system, Food Corporation of India also keeps some grains as a security, as a buffer stock. It is called buffer stock. So for these kind of emergency situations, Food Corporation of India maintains some food grains separately. So when there is shortage of supply, then Food Corporation of India releases into the market. So when there is a shortage, Food Corporation of India conducts an e-auction on this portal. See, there is a portal, online portal, National Commodity and Derivatives Exchange Limited. So this is an online portal. Anyone who wants to buy that rice or wheat, if I am a seller, retail seller, I can participate on this platform and I can buy some wheat or rice from Food Corporation of India on this portal. So Food Corporation of India sells on this portal wheat and rice, etc. And it sells it at predetermined prices. This is not an auction where whoever highest the bidder, they will be awarded. No, prices are fixed first. They will say a quintal of rice will cost this much, 5,000 or 6,000. A quintal of wheat will cost this much. First, Food Corporation of India declares the price, then it will auction it online. Then it will sell online. So here is a question. All three statements are correct. All three statements are correct, as I have explained. So apart from the restrictions on the export, government is also resorting to the open market scheme. Open market, selling in the open market. It is done by the Food Corporation of India. So this is our last news. So there some countries are in news for various reasons. Some countries are in news. One is Nicaragua. This country of Nicaragua and this country of Venezuela. They are in news, and the reason for this news, news is not important. Just understand that these countries are in current affairs. So UPSC has this habit of asking about countries in current affairs. UPSC will usually ask the geography of this country. So as I said, Nicaragua and this Venezuela are in current affairs. So let's see the geography of this Nicaragua and Venezuela. So where is Nicaragua? Nicaragua is a Central American country. See the map: North America, South America, Central America. So Nicaragua is a Central American country. I will show in detail also. Again, next come to Venezuela. Venezuela is a South American country. Hope you can see here. So Nicaragua is a Central American country. Venezuela is a South American country. Now come closer. Now this is the Central America. The Central America, Nicaragua is here. The right at the center of the Central America. So its neighbors are Honduras and Costa Rica. So its neighbors are Honduras and Costa Rica. Managua is the capital of Nicaragua. Let's come to Venezuela. So Venezuela is in South America. This is South America. In South America, its neighbors are Colombia, Brazil, and Guyana. So Venezuela's neighbors are Colombia, Brazil, and Guyana. Its capital is Caracas. Just remember a mental picture roughly. Where is the country? Which are its neighboring countries? See, here it is touching Caribbean Sea, and it is Atlantic Ocean. Larger ocean is Atlantic Ocean. The nearby sea is Caribbean Sea. So this kind of rough pictures, mental pictures of geography you need to make, because you cannot read whole physical geography once before the exam. You have to read again and again every day and day to clearly understand the physical geography of the world. So that is it for today. Thank you everyone. Please keep following us. There will be a separate editorials video for today. Please watch it.